Hello. Well, yes, as the title states, we will be removing this steering wheel from our 86 Escort. This is going to be the same for pretty much all the steering wheels. There are going to be a few differences whether you have power steering or manual steering, but we'll get there when we get there. But I'll also write down all those differences in full detail in the description box of this video. I'll also be listing all the tools you need. But it's pretty easy. You just simply grab onto it and pull it right on off. Yeah, we all wish it was that simple, but it's really not too hard. So we'll set this back on here and I'll show you how it's all done. It's pretty simple. On this style steering wheel, you remove the horn pad first. The early EXP steering wheels and the early Escort Sport steering wheels, the ones that are 4-spoke steel wheels, they're what some of the Mustangs had. They're the Mustang GTs that didn't have cruise control or anything like that. It had those basic steel wheels with it looks like leather, but it's actually a vinyl wrapped rubber or a vinyl textured rubber. Anyhow, on the center of those, the center cap just twists left a little bit and then it pops out. So you have to be extremely delicate with those. But I might make a separate video on that in the future. And I do have a few other steering wheels, or a few different steering wheels. So I might make a video for each just so you can see how you go about removing the center section without destroying anything. But with this one, it's pretty simple. This is the square steering wheel, so it's the one that only has 2 spokes. All the others are 3 or 4. But what we do is we just pry this corner off, and you won't damage anything by doing that. Once you've done that, just pry the rest of it off. You can see all that holds it on are just a few of these tabs. I had removed this one too many times, and you can see it snapped off there, but I'll be able to plastic weld that back together without any issue. But for now, I'll take this piece and I'll set it somewhere very safe. So now we're ready to get the steering wheel off. You can see there's that threaded post. That is the shaft, the steering shaft. And I'll grab the nut here. So this is the nut. Happens to be a size 24. You can see it's been pinched on all 6 sides, so this will be kind of difficult to remove. So every time they pinch it, they pinch the threads too. So this nut is pinched 6 times, kind of like some lug nuts on semi trucks that are usually pinched three times. You know, one in each of not adjacent but opposing corners or sides. And it just makes these bite harder. It makes them locking nuts without having to have something like nylon inserted into them. So it's pretty nifty. But yeah, it'll just be on there, lefty-loosey, gets it off and gone. Again, you set that somewhere safe. And now you're ready to yank this out. Now yank it out, it's pretty easy. You can see there's 2 holes right around this shaft here. Hole 1 and hole 2. And I don't know if the thread size and pitch varies. If it does, I'll put down all those specs in the description. But for right now, we'll just assume that they're all the same. Now, I couldn't find a perfect fit bolt, and I have access to a lot of hardware. I couldn't find a perfect fit bolt. But seemed to work best was me using I believe it's an M10 by either 1.5 or 125 per pitch, but yeah, M10 is what it is. This is actually the same thing that Ford uses for most of their harmonic balancers. So yeah, thread that in, make sure that goes in easy. You shouldn't have to fight it. I did have to put my wrench on it, but again, I didn't have to fight it. I literally only did this because I couldn't twist it with my bare fingers, and that's perfectly acceptable. If you have to reach down on the end of your thing to get it on there, then you're likely using the wrong bolt. Because these do rust, not that bad. So once you make sure that these are threaded in fine, they will bottom out. Don't go any more than that. You don't need anything more than bottoming them out. But once you've done that, you can yank them back out. And now I'll get around a pulley puller or harmonic balancer puller, whatever you'd like to call it. It just so happens that this works perfect. There's just enough space to be able to have both of our what I'll call the standoff or pry bolts in there, and then simply turn the center bolt and it pushes right on out. And I didn't have a single issue with that whatsoever. But again, some cars can fight you, others just won't, and this one chose not to fight me. And then once I did that, the steering wheel was nice and loose like this, and it just literally slid right off. You can kind of see the locking mechanism here. It's just two flat spots, kind of like what you'd see on a cheap flywheel puller. Nothing crazy by any means. So that's all there is to this one. You can see it's marked PS here because this is for a power steering model. And there is a alignment stripe, and there is a matching one in this post. However, they don't line up on this specific style. I do not know. So maybe the manual ones are splined. We'll see. When I remove a steering wheel from a manual car, I will be making a video. And I'll try joining it with this one if I can. Otherwise, they'll just be linked to each other. So if you see one and you need the other one, you can click on a link in the description to see it. Otherwise, I'll just have all the info you need for either inside the description of this one and any more that I do. But yes, that is all there is to it. And it was somewhat critical because the only way to get the dashboard out, and this is the 84 to 90 dashboard, the only way to get these guys out without cutting it down here is to remove the steering wheel. 81 to 83, there is a thinner metal frame section here, and you could actually unbolt it, remove it, and this part of the dash just wasn't there. It was completely empty. So once you had the dash freed up, all you had to do was loosen your steering column, and the dash would rise up just a little bit, but it would come out, clear the steering wheel, and then go out either door. And that was all there was to it. These guys are a little bit more involved in that aspect. Otherwise, these dashboards come out easier. What few screw holes they have aren't hidden by anything, unlike the 81 to 84s. But I think I've outstayed my welcome on your streaming device, so we'll stop for now. And yes, look forward to more soon as always. So, bye.